Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about investing in the digital asset space. So let's get right into it today. One take and uncut. This will be an interesting video, so be sure to stick around. And again, the settings are in this video. You can change the playback speed if I'm talking too fast or too slow to respect your time. So without further ado, I'm going to be talking about one of Ripple's partners. Again, no surprise and no big deal for those that have been in this ecosystem for a while. They transfer over $162 million every single second, guys. We'll get into it, but first I want to talk about the Faster Payments Council. To no surprise, one of the highest valued companies in history of Silicon Valley, Ripple. Right away, within 3 months, they're already working in DC with some of the heavy hitters right away, having that top-down approach, just like the internet started out with a few universities, went to businesses and use cases, and then went to retail. This is the exact same model. Just like the Internet of Information, we are doing the Internet of Value. Now, I'm repeating myself because there's newcomers on this video and, joining and kind of checking things out all the time, so I don't really know where you're starting from. Now, just to understand, this is going to be massive, all right? So as we can see, Faster Payments Council, we have Ripple member again, or Ripple employee as well. Pat here is one of the 4 technology providers on this council, to no surprise, and he is still active there. As we can see, this recent news now, that Craig DeWitt of Ripple as well, and he is, as we can see, product at Ripple. He's actually joined the Faster Payments Council cross-border working group. Some heavy hitters on the team, making sure Americans can pay anyone, anywhere, at any time. Right now, Stuart XRP. Is Pat from Ripple still on? Their board of directors for the technology providers. Also, why is Ripple, meaning the company, the only at-large member, and what does this mean? And Craig actually answers. He doesn't answer everything, but he just says that Pat's still on the team, is a focus group working on cross-border payments. Okay. Interesting. So now again, we see another RippleNet partner. That's another behemoth. This is Nacha. To no surprise, we've talked about them, showing Ripple joins them, the Nacha Alliance back in 2014. They showed a payment stack here. Absolutely love this. Screenshot this just so you can better understand it. I'll talk about it in 1 second here. Now, as we can see, Nacha, a lot of people talk about it, I guess. Nacha is one of the country's premier industry groups, representing over 11,000 financial institutions. Remember, SWIFT has roughly 11,000 partners as well, and they oversee the automated clearing house, the electronic network that's the backbone of the United States payments. No big deal, but understand that XRP, RippleNet, the permission database, they're going after this type of underlying protocol. So the payment stacks here, we're just going towards the bottom. We're doing the message routing and the settlement infrastructure. The settlements is where this will go over the XRP ledger at least once. Higher volume, and then as the value goes higher the value of XRP gets pushed up via the order books. Okay, this is just simple math. It is simply a matter of time, and we are waiting potentially for regulatory clarity and, of course, the volume to ramp up. Ripple, the company themselves, low value, high volume. We are waiting for big groups to actually do this, and we understand, just like the clearinghouse and the real-time payments update that we've seen, all the banks doing. Guess what? We've been talking about that like even last year, kind of predicting all of this to come to fruition, improving domestic use cases and operational efficiencies for payments. Next up, international cross-border. Just like we're improving messaging, next up, and clearing reconciliation is settlements, and that is XRP. Okay, so again, none of this is financial advice. Please connect your own dots, do your own research, question everything I'm sharing with you, and I'm sure you're going to come to your own conclusion as well. But just to show you, so we talked about Nacha, kind of ranted about this. What should we talk about? Now, another thing I want to point out right here, clearinghouse as well. We understand their connections. RTP, Finastra, RippleNet partner, Global Pay Plus, it's all there. Continuous link settlement, the DTCC. I mean, if you have not seen my previous video, go check that out, guys. This is huge. You have to look and invest upon fundamentals. Just sharing what I'm doing, not financial advice. Okay. So, let me see where I'm at here. I want to show you this clip now. This is ACI Worldwide. This actually was sent to me. It's a 30-second clip. Listen to this. This is so fascinating. So, Damor Sahami sharing this, DAM00R, one of the originals, the OGs in the space for, XRP specifically, for love for crypto. Give him a follow. Always sharing information with me. So, I appreciate you so much. All right. So, right here, 30-second clip. Listen to this. Real-time payments. We have Craig Ramsey, day 1, July 4th. 2018. Listen how much money a RippleNet partner, ACI Worldwide, is transacting. We already know on ACI's website right away. $14 trillion in payments and securities daily. Largest financial institutions and intermediaries, greater than 1,000, and over 6,000 organizations around the world. Understand what is at play. I mean, come on, guys. SWIFT with $5 trillion a day, the foreign exchange market $5 trillion a day. And we have ACI, and they do 9% of Swift's transaction volume, and they are literally connected to RippleNet, which means that they are enabled to utilize XRP at any second. You just listen to my previous videos. I implore you. All right, listen to this.
Time payments so that they would happen within 12 seconds. Today we process around about 1.6 billion transactions a year in faster payments, but it is by far the largest real-time payment scheme anywhere in the world. Talking of billions, just one thing to note, ACI does about 1 billion transactions every day, and in financial sense, because of the huge dominance that we have within processing of high-value payments and SWIFT payments generally, we actually process in excess of $14 trillion every day.
Okay, now listen to this. 14 trillion per day. What is that, per second, give or take?
Which is, if you want to click your fingers, that's equivalent to about $5 million every time you can click your fingers as fast.
So every time you snap your fingers, that's $5 million transacted in real-time payments.
Fast as you can click your fingers.
So there's 86,400 seconds in a day. So we take, for example, we can take that 14 trillion per day divided by 86,400 seconds. That is over $162 million per second being transacted globally for real-time payments. And again, they want to get it down from 2 to 6 days to under 12 seconds.
So moving money fast, moving money securely is something that we have done for a long, long time.
And yet over, 60% easily are already working in banks. I'm talking central banks, guys, the actual core ledger of this ecosystem where the correspondent banking network is inefficient. It's just one little use case. It's not far-fetched to believe that XRP and DLT specifically will play a fundamental role in this. I'm going to do future videos explaining why. They're not just going to do atomic swap technology. It lacks transparency. We can go through the pros and cons of everything, and you'll actually realize by reading true papers from true analysts where this is all going. All right, some people just get it, and the people that are already in the know, there's NDAs involved, okay? They cannot share this information. If everyone realized it, it kind of wouldn't serve a purpose, all right? This is only for very few people that are paying attention to this system. I have, trader friends, I have technical friends, and they're not really all putting it together quite yet. Okay, they're focusing on the price. They're sad when it moves 3 pennies down, 3 pennies up. No, that's just a myopic way of looking at it. You have to understand where this is going. This is a global transformation. Can you trade in the meantime? Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, this is ending up is one of the highest, opportunities, in my opinion, for an ROI. And I don't want that to be a hype video. Do your own research. But guys, I'm incredibly bullish. And remember, when you're investing in a technology that's awesome or a company, you're investing in the people behind it. And for me, we can already see where this is going. We even see recent news of Brian P. Brooks to become the acting comptroller of the currency for the U.S. Department of the Treasury, guys. He's Mnuchin's buddy. Another buddy of Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary of the U.S. with Trump, is Craig Phillips. Years and years of experience, 30 plus years of experience on the board for Ripple. You can kind of see all these chess pieces moving around. Should be no surprise. Again, Brian Brooks, former chief legal officer at Coinbase. But yeah, they're working on cryptography, digital currency. This has been in the works for quite some time, and now people are starting to kind of realize it. The only thing that's not happening is price isn't moving like we expected. This is the cognitive dissonance. You're seeing all the great news, but price is going down or staying the same. So it's scaring people out of the market. This happened in the 90s with Netscape and all of these other internet companies and stocks. But people don't really learn, and people don't really have the psychology of a trader or an investor quite yet. And hopefully people in this community or in investing in digital assets are starting to really get that, because this is all going digital. If you think that we're not going digital and tokenizing things, I don't know what to tell you. Watch another video and just watch all of this come true. All right, understand, Steve Mnuchin, again, for those of you that do not know, 77th Secretary of the Treasury. Right, I'm pleased that Brian Brooks will become acting comptroller of the currency, and I'm confident that Brian will lead the U.S. OCC effectively and continue to safeguard our nation's federal banking system. So this former guy at Coinbase for cryptocurrency, and kind of the chief for legal, legalities and all that purpose, is in charge of the U.S. banking system. And people are still disputing that cryptocurrency and cryptography and blockchain and DLT will not be part of the future. False. All right. You guys can just sit back and watch. All right. So now we've talked about this video. Again, Craig Ramsey, day one. And this was shared by MefTech Payments. Then Anders Lundberg sharing this as well. So with ACI Worldwide and all the connections, we can see real time in the U.S. from Possibility to Opportunity, a webinar coming up on June 3rd. U.S. Faster Payments Council, along with Microsoft and the Clearinghouse. Again, all a part of the same group. Again, Craig DeWitt talking about that and then showing that proof. Okay. So ACI Worldwide, we talked about them. Reading a little bit about here. Craig DeWitt, U.S. Faster Payments Council. Talked about Nacha as well. Just another group. It goes really, really deep. All right, now check this out. All right, so we have Anders Lundberg again, awesome YouTube channel, short and sweet information, all related to XRP, straight from the horse's mouth of people with Ripple and, anything related to tokenized assets and DLT. So it's moving to the cloud. So ACI Worldwide, again, the group we're talking about, $14 trillion in transactions a day, and all of this information on the insights page. So if we kind of go through here, I just want to kind of speed through a few points. So no margin for error with ACI and their universal payments type of platform, their initiative for real-time payments around the globe. Acquirers must now master the art of reinvention. And of course, this pandemic, this crisis, is pushing this innovation as well in competition. So right here, for example, we can see the quantity of U.S. real-time transactions is set to increase sixfold by 2024 to $4.2 billion. Okay, launch of additional payment schemes like FedNow. We've talked about them a lot on this channel, and we can continue to do so if you guys would like. Just let me know down in the comments. A few other points. I feel like I highlighted some. Right here, look at these trends. In Brazil, for example, mobile wallet adoption increased from 7.4% to 57.5% between 2014 to 2019. And in India, again, huge populations of unbanked people, from 22.3 to 83.6% during the same period. In Kenya, a highly underbanked population, I'm thinking of Mojaloop, again, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with Ripple in tandem with ILP, connecting all of these networks together. Mobile wallet usage is as high as 93%. Going mobile presents many possibilities, but also challenges for acquirers. All right, let me see what's next. Now, right here in the question, asking about COVID and all of this stuff, I also believe that COVID-19 will accelerate the digitization of the entire economy. Just imagine what we would do in the current situation without high-speed internet, Zoom calls, e-commerce, and digital payments. The crisis is also going to speed up the move to software deployment in the cloud. Guys, RippleNet, all, again, software-based. Software rollouts is easier. We're not in the 80s. We're not in the 90s. We don't need heavy hardware. This is all just simply pushed through updates. Now, DLT will play a role with this in tandem with the cloud. And as we can see here, as more financial institutions come to realize that the cloud is secure and cost efficient in the new era, and again, cloud, again, even in combination with DLT, there's not going to be as much systemic risk. There's not one central point of failure. There's going to be tons of resiliency for the system, and of course, it'll be incredibly secure. And again, you can access this with DLT, at least with private keys. You can do all kinds of measures. It's going to be insane, right? We talk about quantum computing, and now just imagine how deep it can go in terms of security measures. Now, in the new era of mobile applications and digital payments, acquirers now have access to modern reference architecture offered by cloud providers. We've shown connections, guys, to even AWS with Ripple, so which allows them to easily develop and integrate new merchant services without disrupting their core business. All right. And I saw something, what was it? The Chinese digital currency, they're doing that soft rollout with 50%. People are, speculating that it's going to be connected to Alipay and, all these huge groups in China. I mean, yeah, obviously, that's a very safe assumption. When we've already shown extensively, thanks to I Am Legion's work on his Coil blog, please check that out. I Am Legion. You guys can read so much in actual sources backing everything that I share on this channel as well. It shows Alipay's connections as well with Ripple and XRP. All right, so showed that. All right, next up. Oh, again, I was just reading about the clearinghouse and the real-time payments and FedNow. Just talking about immediate payments. No surprise to you guys. All right, and then this is actually a fun fact. So on May 22nd, guys, it is pizza day. So historically, right here, next, the programmer, as we can see here, bought 2 pizzas back in the day for 10,000 Bitcoin on the 22nd of May in 2010. That is the first recorded purchase of goods the true exchange with Bitcoin, and at the time the transaction was worth $41. Today it would be worth approximately $90 million. The day is still memorialized as the Bitcoin Pizza Day. Until that event, Bitcoin had only been mined, never traded, so it was impossible to assign a monetary value to the units of the emerging cryptocurrencies, which means that with this specific event, Bitcoin received a valuation for the first time. Food for thought. What other assets are you holding that could potentially be worth the future price of Bitcoin? And I'm not talking about just that price. You have to look at the ROI. Just wanted to share this since, essentially it is May 22nd at time of recording. All right. Next, King Solomon sharing this, guys. I'm going to be brief with a few points here. So the Central Bank of Korea research on central bank digital currencies. Again, we've talked about Project Stella. We talked, again, Bank of Japan and European Central Bank testing with and without the interledger protocol. Okay. Protocol. Why'd I say it so weird? Protocol. Now, again, phases 1, 2, 3. Looks like phase 3 connects interledger protocol to everything. And again, we have all the links here at the ECB, European Central Bank as well. Seems like it's already happening. And again, banks have been working with ILP. Now, who created the interledger protocol that was gifted to the group that governs the entire internet, the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C? Well, it was two groups called Ripple and HyperLedger, right? And we're going to talk about them. So right here, HyperLedger, guys, and HyperLedger Quilts is a Java implementation of the interledger protocol, enabling payments across any payment network, fiat or crypto, and it's all about interoperating. You guys can watch this video. You can type in hyperledger.org. You can learn about Quilt, Fabric, etc. All right, same thing with HyperLedger and Fabric. HyperLedger Fabric, again, developing applications or solutions with modular architecture. There's all kinds of groups. Now just take a peek. Even on Wikipedia, not the most reliable source, I might add, but we can see they're an umbrella project of open source blockchains and related tools, started back in December of 2015 by the Linux Foundation. Now pay attention to this. We've talked about IBM and Ripple, even Stellar, Intel, and then SAP Ariba. The Ariba network is one of the biggest networks in the world. We've shown them connected, of course. Goldman Sachs getting involved. We've talked about SAP, of course, already trialing XRP between ATB and Reesbank. If you guys just can't see the connections, I don't know what to tell you. There's so much, all right? Even, Visa, B2B Connect, it gets very, very deep. These groups are working in tandem. HyperLedger and Ripple want interledger protocol to succeed, and then they want digital assets that are completely agnostic to work. And there's going to be means of payments. There's going to be decentralized applications running. I'm bullish on Ethereum. I also want people to look at Codius as well for Ripple, and specifically XRP. Huge implications. Now let's just take a look at the people that are trialing. We know essentially every single major bank has trialed or had a proof of concept for XRP. But as we can see, we can talk about them. And basically, I just want to see the members and governance. Let's just take a quick look at some of these groups. They're not tiny. Digital asset, we can see R3. We got Cisco, Fujitsu, IBM, NTT Data, Behemoth, okay? CLS Group, again, please look into them. CME Group, no surprise. The DTCC, okay? Now with, inflation, nearly $2 quadrillion are settled by them. Funny enough, their president, go check out my most recent video, is of course on the board of, and basically leading the chairman of RippleNet. But yeah, I'm sure it's just another coincidence, guys. I'm sure this is just a hype video to those that don't understand the technology, and so be it. Okay? State Street, holding $30 trillion of, assets in the world. They said that this type of cryptocurrency flood, when, actual value comes to this market, it's going to trickle, then flood once the gates come down. Simply a matter of time for me. I'm just continuously adding to my positions, diversifying, trading small bag, and just keeping my eyes on the prize. We'll see what happens. All right, Accenture, one of their original investors in Ripple, helping with all these groups with DLT, digital transformation. I'm going to be doing a really good video next one, so be sure to tune into that. But I just want to show you guys, these groups are quite large. BNY Mellon, backing them, Swift, Wells Fargo. Come on, guys. Like, if you are still cynical that, XRP is going to play a fundamental role in the future, yeah, I have nothing to say. I'm just going to keep, making these videos so you guys can do your, do your own research and make your own decision. All right, lastly, we're going to finish up with this XRP Crypto Wolf. So Shopify, again, integrating crypto gateways. Even though you guys think cryptocurrency is a scam and won't be used, maybe it's going to trickle, and then flood. So those that are ready now will be the ones that basically reap the reward. We can see that Crypto Gateway, Coin Payments Net to accept cryptocurrency payments for online merchants. Again, financial inclusion, connecting anyone that wants to use whatever on an open level playing field. We will see. Again, the new move is designed to leverage the following cryptocurrencies, of course, XRP included. All right. So, guys, I feel like I am pooped from kind of ranting a little bit. I need a drink of water before I keep clearing my throat on you guys. Don't want to annoy you. Remember to check the links in the description for all things related to cryptocurrency. Shout out to my top channel members, Jamie XRP, Mikey, Crypto Beginner, Philip, Miles, Ken Melendez, and all others. Appreciate all of you that hit the like button. Share this video around, and until next time.